Welcome to More Than a Few Words, marketing conversation for business owners. This is your host, Lorraine Ball. And yeah, I'm on social media and I post a lot, but I don't see myself as an influencer and I don't think I have to. And that's really what we're going to talk about today, how to use social media as a business owner and not some type of social media celebrity. And to have this conversation, well, I've invited kind of a celebrity. Lindsey Anderson is an accomplished online business consultant with more than 20 years of experience as a digital marketing business owner. She's also a best-selling author and a podcast host. And if you look deep in my archives, you can find other conversations with Lindsey. But I am so glad she's back today. Welcome to the show, Lindsey.
Lorraine, what a pleasure to be back here after so many years. I'm so glad we remain connected. I'm excited for today's topic.
I am too, because I think there is a lot of pressure as business owners approach social media and try to figure out what they should be doing. And they see all the 21-year-olds with duck lips and they think to themselves, that's not me.
It's true. It's true.
So, how do I start? How do I think about social media as a tool for my business and not necessarily my path to celebrity?
I love it, Lorraine. I have a really unique perspective on this. I was recently on a reality show called The Trust on Netflix, and as I hung out with my co-stars on that show, all of them are social media influencers, okay? And I have been posting on social media like a business owner for the last 20 years. So all of a sudden, when I'm on Netflix and surrounded by these influencers, it becomes more crystal clear than ever the difference between posting like an influencer and posting like a business owner. And here's the thing, okay, is that as an influencer, those guys get paid by the eyeballs. They're out there trying to get so many eyeballs so that they can sell affiliate programs and all these other kind of things. Whereas a business owner, you're going in with a product. And so it's two completely different kinds of posting. And if you'd find it helpful, I got 4 things that people should be posting on social media to post like a business owner instead of an influencer. Would that be helpful to share?
That would be awesome. Let's dive into the first one. But before we do, I have to tell you, I did faithfully watch every episode of The Trust, and it was good fun. It was a little strange, but it was fabulous. And at some point, maybe we'll talk about more of the behind the scenes. But for right now, I want to post like a business owner. Where do I start?
I love it. So there's 4 things that you need to be posting on social media in order to be a business owner and to make those high ticket sales on social media. So this is what I call my VEMS model. VEMS. All right. So the first one is vibe. And so obviously people will want to work with you if they know you. They have to know a little bit something about you. They have to connect with you as a human. And so your vibe needs to be out there on social media. The easiest way to do this, Lorraine, is to take 3 personal pieces of your life that you're consistently sharing on social media. So for me, part of my brand is I'm from Portland, Oregon, the most beautiful state in all of the world. Okay. I don't want to hear any arguments on that. The second is I am a mother of 3 children. So as I build businesses, I also have like another life. I have these 3 children and those are very important to me. And then the third is I really care about my health. I'm always trying different things about my health and it's really important to me. So when I'm out there showing my vibe and giving people a little piece of humanity to grab onto, those are the 3 things that I will center around.
Okay, so you don't try to do everything in your life, but you pick 3 things that I think each of those 3 things there people will connect with you around those 3. We can disagree or agree on whether Portland and Oregon is the most beautiful. However, I will appreciate your loyalty to the location and I do think there are reasons that you would feel that way. So, I
Fair
connect
enough.
with you and I respect the things that you talk about. But
Awesome.
I'm looking for business, so there's got to be more than vibe.
That's right. So vibe is out there. That's your brand and kind of like these personal thing. The next thing is experience. So know this that people will work with you if they can see themselves in your client stories. So the typical way is, of course, here's a testimonial, somebody talking about testimonials, but there's only so many of those that you can really put out. So you always need to be talking about your experience. And on social media, I always like to start things off with just got off a call with a client who, and then fill out a story, or just finished up my VIP work with a client who. And so you can start telling your own client stories, and it's like a reality show in and of its own. Okay, you get
Mhm.
off a call with a client, you have a win, you get on social media and tell people about that.
Absolutely. And there's an authenticity in the moment. And
Yes.
it's not super structured. When you get a good testimonial or case study, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. When you're in the moment, you sort of tell the story as it evolves, and maybe you polish it later. But I love that authentic, this is what happened to me and how my client reacted. Again,
And
so I
that's
can relate to it.
yeah, that's the real key to like being authentic on like people do like the looky loo. I'm sorry, the reality show aspect of
Mhm.
things. But if you keep it focused on what you're doing at work, you can maintain your positioning instead of like sharing about your divorce and then nobody finds that applicable to what you're selling.
Absolutely. And the truth is that people come to social media mostly to be happy. They do want to vent sometimes in their personal life, but if you want to draw people to you, they're looking for the upbeat and the inspiring, and sometimes the brutally honest, but tempered with lessons maybe. But
I agree.
okay,
All
I've
right.
got I got my V, I got my E. What's
All
next?
right. The next is methodology. So everybody's looking for somebody with a plan. They don't want to just like get together and talk with you while you guess out their strategy for getting them to the next step. And so it's so much easier on social media to sell your services and to sell high ticket when it's around a methodology, because people will buy into a method versus buying into, hey, let's try to work this out. Okay,
Mm.
like let's get on the phone and kind of chat through this. Instead, it's your method. And so your method becomes so just like my VEMS. If you use my VEMS model, then you can sell more like a business owner and not an influencer. And so I'm speaking to my model and not just hopefully you like me as a person and will work with me.
I think a lot of business owners and particularly coaches fall into this trap of, well, I've got all this expertise. I can go in so many different directions,
Oh
but
yeah.
people don't want the uncertainty. That idea that this is a model, this is replicable, this is what I talk about is really important. Okay. So I've got the first three. What's my S?
All right, your final one is skills. And this is where most business owners really put in a lot of effort. So they're sharing like the top 10 tips, this, the top two insights here. And those become just very one dimensional if those are the only things that you're talking about. So a good example of this is a client who came to me and he was a personal fitness trainer. And he had a really big Instagram following, but no one would buy from him because all he was posting is skills. So every day he'd do a 30-second video about the movement of the day. But it didn't really speak to his expertise or his authority or talk about his method or talk about who he was. Yes, he had a big Instagram following, but it was all because they just wanted to see a 30-second exercise. They didn't really care about the person on the other side. So we want to sprinkle in those skills, but it can't be the only thing you're posting.
That's really helpful, I think, also because many times coaches fall into the trap of giving too much away. And
Yes,
and instead of sharing all the skills, share the model, share the framework, and then encourage people, if you're not going to do this on your own, let's work on it together. And
I love
then,
it.
oh, I do too. This is brilliant. Why did we wait so long to have you
I don't
come
know,
back?
Lorraine. Why has it been so long? We need to do this again. It's a true pleasure being with a digital marketing expert like you. I know we have similar ideas in a lot of things, so I love being on the show.
I love having you, and I am going to encourage anybody, if you are curious about any of the things that Lindsey does, there are going to be links to everything in the show notes. She's on LinkedIn. She is the.lindsey.anderson on TikTok and on Instagram. So pick your platform of choice. You can also find her on Facebook at Build and Monetize. Oh, and of course, look for an episode of The Trust to see Lindsey there too.
That's right. Can I tell them? Can I give them a little spoiler on that before we go, Lorraine?
Sure.
Just go and watch me on the Trust. Here's the summary of my time on the Trust. I made 7 out of 8 episodes, and the last 2 episodes I was in were named after me. So go and enjoy.
Absolutely. Lindsey, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
A true pleasure, Lorraine. Thank you.
If you've enjoyed this conversation and you'd like to find other resources for your business, sign up for our newsletter. You'll never miss another thing. This has been another episode of More Than a Few Words. Thanks for listening.